First of all, though, the perfect encapsulation of Obama's America. Was it in a stirring monologue by Rush Limbaugh? Was it in a provocative column by George Will? No. It was on Judge Judy. Yes, Judge Judy late last week. She has a dispute between two women, one of whom loaned the other one money. And Judge Judy absolutely lays the smackdown on a woman who said, you know what? I just don't feel like I have to pay that back.
Well, tell me how it happened. I went to her house. She was a good friend of mine. Hey, Miss Gephardt, I'm listening. Well, she's telling the truth that I went to her house, but beyond that, it did not happen anything like that. Well, tell me how it happened. I went to her house. She was a good friend of mine. I was telling her about our move, and she said, let me help you out. Let me give you some money. And I said, I can't pay you back. She said, no problem. Don't worry about it.
Miss Gephardt, let me ask you a question. You've been friends with Miss Franson for how long?
2 years.
How did you meet her?
I attended a class that she taught.
What kind of class?
Childbirth.
How many children do you have?
I have 5 children.
How old are they?
My twins are 8. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 9-month-old.
Do you work?
I have 5 children. They're my work.
How many children does she have?
2.
How old are they?
8 and 6.
And she works?
Yes, she works.
You see, she has children and she works.
She only has 2 children.
She has as many children as she can afford to take care of.
I also have a dog.
Well, that's your problem. You know, you can have as many children as you like as long as you're able to take care of them. When you have to rely on other people to take care of your children, then it becomes more of a problem. And it doesn't sound to me as if Miss Franson, who has 2 children of her own, who teaches classes, because that's the way you say you met her, is floating in dough.
She is floating in dough.
Oh, she's floating in whose dough?
Hers and her husband's.
Since when did you become a partner in her and her husband's money? That's what's wrong with this country.
She and her husband both drive BMWs.
And
they have childcare, and they have weekly house cleanings.
And you don't sound like an unintelligent woman, Miss Gephardt. I would assume that if you hadn't made 5 children, you would be able to have a job and work full-time and maybe drive around in a BMW. Instead, what you chose to do is you chose to have a gaggle of children. That was your choice. Your choice to have a lot of kids. She chose to have 2, have a job, drive around in a BMW. What is that? Your business.
It's not my business, but she had the money to give me. She loaned. She didn't loan.
Now, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the entitlement of mindset of Obama's America. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we are up against as a nation. Your chance to win free money. Heck, I'm like President Obama. I am giving you free money in exchange for listening to me. You know, John Wyatt actually drives a really nice car. And we went out to lunch a couple of weeks ago. And you know what, John? I don't believe that I should be forced to pick up the next lunch because of the nice car that you drive. You see. Okay. Yeah, Paul, you too. You've got a nicer car than I do. As Belling always says, you've got like, what, 21 TVs at your house? 1%er.
Yes.
This is the attitude, man. I'm telling you, this is that mentality that I need it more than that guy. What is it? What is it?
Basically, because you deserve it. I mean,
well, what is it?
You didn't do anything to get it, but you should have it.
This is classic socialist thinking. It's to each according to his need, from each according to his ability. That is exactly what this woman is articulating. And Judge Judy, God bless her soul, would have none of it. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get that Judge Judy video online. I know a lot of people are